to Capitol Hill right now, where the House is getting down to business as a potential government shutdown nears. Lots of Americans wondering what it means to them. So, Gary B., if the lights go out, what happens?
I think the lights will go on in a lot of people's heads because it's not going to be as catastrophic as the administration, everyone makes it out to be. You know, guess what, Brenda? The military will keep fighting. Air traffic controllers will keep directing planes. The post office will keep delivering mail. Social Security checks will go out. When you think about it, Brenda, all the things that we want the government really to do and is mandated to do, those things will continue. Yes, the Department of Education will be closed. You might not get to visit Yellowstone National Park. So you might have to wait a couple of weeks for a visa. Those things will slow down. But Brenda, the last time we had any length closure in the mid-90s, about 21 days, guess what GDP did? It rose, and the stock market flat for those 21 days.
Yeah, there was a little blip down, and then it went up to 7.2% GDP. Okay, Bernard, no deal is a big deal?
Gary must be living in some macroeconomic fantasy land, because last time I checked, the economy today ain't what it was in '95. Let me tell you what's going to happen. The government shuts down for 3 or 4 weeks. GDP gets cut in half. Growth falls to about 1.5%. If the government is closed for a month, we enter a recession for the quarter. It would be a complete disaster. Why? Hundreds of thousands, if not millions, of federal government employees, no paycheck. That means no tax revenue, no money to spend. It means active duty military personnel who are fighting and risking their lives for us will not be paid. States like Maryland, for example, $5 million would be lost a day. $15 million in businesses would be lost in Maryland alone. So it would be a complete disaster. And by the way, the last time this happened, I was pollster to President Bill Clinton. Guess what happened? Newt reelected the president.
What? Okay. This is Freddy Krueger scare-tastic nonsense. This is craziness. First of all, the government will never be shut down for a month. If it shuts for a day or two, maybe, and that's just to make a point. Gary's right. Last time this happened, the market was flat, and then it went up, as a matter of fact. So it means nothing at the end of the day. These quote-unquote non-essentials that Gary was referring to will be closed. But these numbers coming out of wherever you're getting them, I've heard them too. GDP falls to 1.4%. Scary, scary, scary. It is all scare tactic. It means nothing at the end of the day.
Jonas, you have any of those scare tactics?
First of all, I think Tracy just jinxed it. We're definitely going to get
Yeah.
4:30. There's no wood down here in Miami to tap on. Just a palm tree.
I'm knocking.
Look,
I'm knocking.
You know, everyone, look, is it as bad as defaulting on debt? No, but it's a lot worse than we're hearing, because Gary's acting like the government's good at shutting down. They're not good at anything, and when they go into shutdown mode, it's so patently stupid, they lose more money than they're going to save. And here's an example. They don't do simple things like cut 10% out of everyone's Social Security check, which would actually help balance the budget. They shut down things that are profitable to the economy. Maybe they lose money to the government, like you just said, visas. When you give out visas, people come here and spend money. So you're going to turn that off because the person's not there in the office? They say some things are important and some things are not. What they should do is what makes money to our economy and what doesn't. Let's keep those going. That's not the Defense Department. Too bad. They have their priorities totally wrong on a shutdown, and that's why it's bad for the economy.
John, what do you think?
I think Bernard got his numbers out of a sports page somewhere. Look, the military is going to continue to get paid, just like Gary said. They're going to continue to be active. They're going to continue to be out there fighting. Mark Zandi came out with these numbers. Guys, surprise, surprise, Mark Zandi is pretty much in the administration's pocket. Everything he says pretty much fits the administration's status quo. Look, President Obama said we're not going to default on the debt. President Obama also said he wouldn't let Detroit go bankrupt. They bailed out the automakers. They went bankrupt. Detroit's in bankruptcy now. I don't think we default on the debt. I think there's a good chance we could have a shutdown. The longest one was 21 days, as Gary B. said. I don't think it'll be that long, and it will be a dent on this economy, not some cataclysmic event.
Okay, you got to stay tuned because there'll be a lot more of that debate coming up on Cavuto on Business. Okay.